to the Speedway Tavern. What's the news today? Have a drink, have your say. All opinions here today. Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay.
Hello.
Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Come and have your say.
He's had an air of invincibility for quite a while. In fact, I've felt that for 4 or 5 years. The other riders have probably been riding for second place. But maybe now they are starting to believe he is beatable. Brady Kurtz only 6 points behind and catching fast in the GPs and being beaten in the Polish Championship. Maybe, just maybe, Bartosz Marzlik is starting to look, well, human. Only in Speedway. Good evening and welcome to the Speedway Tavern. God, it seems to have been a long time since we've been here.
It has.
Yeah. Sorry about that, folks.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans, I guess.
Exactly.
In the studio we have, as per normal, Webby.
Evening.
And Matt.
Good evening.
And myself. You can call me what you like. Some people call me GA or Michael or, well, we won't go into that. Yeah, shall we just kick off with Bartosz? Hello.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Hey. Oh, thanks, that was a great show.
Yes.
Yeah, good night.
See you next week.
Shall we kick off with is Bartosz starting to lose that little bit?
I just pulled you up there. You said Brady Kurtz was 6 points behind. He's actually 3 points behind.
Is he 3 points behind?
Smarzlik 145, Kurtz 142.
Have I missed a GP while I've been away in Budapest?
Yes, you missed. You missed the previous round, which was Riga in Latvia.
Right.
And I didn't see that one, unfortunately, either, because I was away, so I've only seen little bits and bobs. But I think he's been a breath of fresh air, hasn't he, Brady Kurtz?
God!
Has. I think a lot of people were expecting him to, were tipping him as a dark horse to surprise a few people. I don't think anybody expected him to get.
In second place and just and
obviously. The big thing as well, we've just gone past Riga, which is a track that he'd never ridden before, and he's closed the gap even further on Smarzlik. So Smarzlik's feeling a bit of pressure at the moment. There's no two ways about that. He's not had it all his own way this season, and he's going to be wary, I think. And as I say, huge breath of fresh air, and I think it's been fantastic for the championship that we're going to have a genuine title fight on our hands now with 2 more rounds.
There's 2 more rounds, isn't there?
We've got Roslav, obviously. We've got a week on Saturday, and then the final round, of course, is in Vojens in Denmark. I'm not sure what Kurtz's experience is like at Vojens, but I know he's ridden at Roslav before, so you'd still probably make Smarzlik the favourite, I think, purely because of the experience and his know-how. As gets closer, is the pressure going to count on Kurtz? But
you would have thought the pressure would, when he gets 6 points behind, that's close. That's touching distance, isn't it? So you would have thought the pressure would have started at that point. But I mean, I actually, to my detriment, I don't know the result from Riga. So perhaps you could go through that for everybody, the thickos like me.
Okay, we just said first. It's been a few weeks, isn't it? So since that one. So. We haven't had too many GPs in recent weeks. So Kurtz obviously won it, which I think a lot of people were sort of, as I said.
How many on the trot is that now? Is that
3 on the trot?
3 on the trot.
So Kurtz won it. Freddie Lindgren second. Andrei Lebedov, who looked quite some way through that meeting as if it was going to be an emotional home win for him, but he ended up finishing third with Smarzlik fourth. Holder 12, Bewley 11, Lambert 10. Bit of a better performance from Robert Lambert after what's been a disappointing season. Anders Thompson 9, Brady Kurtz 8, and Dominic Cabrera rounding out the top 10 on the 7 points. So it's going to go. I think 2 rounds to go, unless someone has a complete capitulation in Roslav next Saturday, it is going to go to the last round, and it's going to be, we could be in for one of the classic World Championship.
So your money then, from the sounds, it's firmly in the Bartok Smarslik camp.
I'd still go with Smarslik purely because of the experience and the know-how. Okay. But in saying that, Kurt's really got nothing to lose, has he? So it's a different pressure, of course, for Smarslik as well, because there's a chance to make history to get, you become only the third rider to win 6 championships and join Major and Rickardsson. So, and I think for all intents and purposes, everybody's been saying for a couple of years he's going to do it. It's just it's not a case of when he's going to do it. It's how much further past him he's going to go.
Well, it's like I said at the beginning. He's had that air of invincibility about him, of just being head and shoulders above everybody else. But I guess Brady Kurtz has come and he's not been beaten by him badly in some cases.
No, he hasn't.
And he's just come, as like you said, as a breath of fresh air. And as you say, nothing to lose. So
I'd love to see Brady Kurtz win it. I think it'd be fantastic for the
sport.
Yeah, it'd be really, really good. He's really stepped up the plate, hasn't he? Last season there were a lot of signs that he was really becoming a top class rider, but I think he's sort of taken it up another notch this season. And I think now that he's managed to get over the line in the Grand Prix and win it, that's obviously giving him a real boost, and to win 2 Grand Prix after that. But even in the Grand Prix he wasn't winning, he was
consistency.
Consistently in the final, consistently getting on the podium. So,
So what's the actual standings? What's the top? Shall we say the top 6 in the GPs at the moment?
Okay, so we've got Smarslik on 145, Kurtz 142, Freddie Linger on 117, Dan Bewley 108, Jack Holden 98, and Andrei Lebedev on 75.
Okay, so the couple of things that sort of come out for me on that is that what a good season Freddie Lindgren's having again.
Freddie's you just feel now Freddie's going to be one of those rides that you think just in the wrong place at the wrong time, just unfortunate.
One of these Lee Adam type.
Very similar,
riders.
very, very similar. Lee Adams was in the same position, wasn't he? When he was at his peak. So were people like Rickardsson, Crump, Pedersen, Golub, and I think Freddie's been at that stage now, and I think they've certainly, I remember after the British Grand Prix, I think the second one, Freddie was interviewed after that Grand Prix, and I think he just sort of felt there that he's thinking this just isn't going to happen. 40 years old now, so really running out of time. Okay,
as we said about Greg Hancock,
but admittedly, Greg had already won a championship before then, so so. It's an interesting battle there for the third place as well. To all intents and purposes, it is going to be Linger and Bewley, Holder battling for third. Lebedev, I think, probably now maybe a little bit too far behind to push for a top 3 spot, but he's in with a great chance, certainly, of automatic qualification for next season's series.
Okay, but the other thing that sort of strikes me is where's Robert Lambert?
Robert Lambert is currently down in 8th on 67, so
squeaky bottom time for him.
Yeah, complete a real fall from his runner-up position that he had last year. Was better in Riga, of course, with 10 points, but he's going to, and he's not completely out of contention to get automatic qualification for next season's series. I think he's I think he's 8 points behind, so it's still doable, but I think he'll be disappointed because he would have gone into this season on the back of a good year last year and thinking I can really maybe push for a championship, but that's obviously not gonna happen now. Of course, added to that winning a Grand Prix for the first time last season as well, so which took him quite a while to do, as we remember. So absolutely.
Okay, so the next Grand Prix is
next Saturday, and that is in Roslav.
So that's going to be interesting to see what the viewing figures have got to go up. Surely it's never been this tight this late in the season for a very long time.
I'm trying to think the last time it was been this tight. It's got to be at least 10, 15 years. The championship with Smarslik and Lagota. This was 2 or 3 points with it all the way through the season, wasn't there, in 2021? So, so it's going to be good, and I think I'm looking forward to these last 2 Grand Prix. The last couple of seasons, I've sort of been a bit nonplussed about the JPs because it's been pretty obvious who was going to win them, but really looking forward to these last 2 Grand Prix.
Absolutely.
And seeing what
Absolutely.
it brings. And if Smarslett wins it this season, I think he'll definitely have earned it. So
Yes.
he'll done it in style.
As will Brady Kurtz.
Absolutely,
we
yeah.
have to say. There's a couple of things come up on the shout box. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of a Birmingham topic happening over the next couple of weeks, just because of it being. We've got 2 more matches left,
Yep.
and then we're gone. Wow, that's yeah. So Elliot says, "Hi, Birmingham have had a tough run of fixtures lately. Yeah, right from the beginning of the season.
Right from the beginning of 2 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah, going to be sad that we only have 2 Premiership meetings left against Leicester, home and away, and 1 NDT away at Kent. Hope we can have some close meetings left." Well, do you know what? I've been thinking about this, and we could have a couple of really good meetings. No, I'm not gone mad. I've not gone mad.
You have gone mad.
Unfortunately, Ben Barker's out.
Yeah.
Now, it seems to me that the management have an opportunity to say thank you to the fans. They've got enough space in that team, points-wise, to bring in a good rider just for 2 matches and give us something to cheer about in the last 2 matches. I think that would be a great thing for them to do. It's not a problem for Leicester. They've already qualified.
Yep.
So it's not going to be a problem for them. We're not.
Has the transfer deadline gone now?
It's August. Would the transfer deadline
We are
gone?
we are in August, aren't we?
We're in August, so
I don't know whether it might. If it hasn't gone, it's very close to going. So if they're going to make any changes,
well, hopefully
like that,
somebody out there will be able to help us with that. But
it was done basically to stop riders coming into teams just for the player final, wasn't it?
Yeah,
which
well,
we've had in recent seasons. So, but that's obviously not going to be
not
massive
going to
to
be
Birmingham.
but just be a nice little gesture for them to do something like that. Yeah, maybe.
I still think it's disappointing that they're not having an official farewell meeting. I guess the fact that they're going to run out of dates is partially.
Yeah, and
responsible
I
for
will
that,
probably
but,
speak more on that as later in the season when Birmingham's gone. I've got thoughts that I shouldn't have probably, but yeah. Simon Corbett, you thought Brum had problems. Oxford missing riders. Tongate walked last night. Wright pulled out late, and Janowski's been very poor. Yeah, but Oxford still beat Birmingham every flipping time that they meet them.
Last season they did last season as well.
Yeah,
didn't they?
yeah.
So,
It's yeah. I'd heard that Kingsland beat them last night. Was it? I think. I didn't know that Tongate walked last night, so maybe somebody can add some meat to that.
yeah, there's lots of rumours doing the rounds about Oxford, aren't there? About the fact that if there is 3 leagues next season, they're not going to be running in the top league.
Will there be 3 leagues next season?
Well, that's another question altogether, isn't it? We're getting into that stage of the season. Is that we start to hear all the silly rumours, don't we? So 18 matches completed. No changes, so there's more than 18 matches done, isn't there? So
I don't know.
I think it's more than 18 matches.
Somebody tell me. Elliot, if you're out there, count out how many matches have we had.
He's probably got it written on the back.
So is it like a transfer window? There's only that. That's the only
Essentially,
transfer.
Essentially.
Not at the beginning of the season as well. Or
Yeah, I mean,
off-season.
if that rule had been brought in a few years ago, Birmingham would have won the Elite League. I think.
Quite possibly, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Chris Thorogood says, and he disappeared. Whoa. If I were a Brummies fan, I'd prefer to have seen the youngsters given chance to guest rather than Simon Lambert. I can't comment on that just because we don't know what the availability of riders were. By all accounts, Birmingham tried hard last night.
It was a spirited effort, really, but in the end, Bellevue's greater strength in the big heats was what helped them pull away, really.
Pete Clark says, what doesn't help is Birmingham's number 1 arrives as late as possible and leaves just as quickly. I mean, that may have a lot to do with playing times, I'm guessing. I'm not trying to make excuses. I don't think Tybee Mushlak is a number 1. He was never meant to be a number 1.
No.
And he never wins. I think he's done it once, maybe twice, won the first heat.
Yeah, you can't have a number 1 that doesn't perform in the first stage.
Yeah, it sets the tone for the rest of the team, doesn't it?
Sets you straight behind the 8 ball when you do that. If you start off with a 1-5 against in the first stage, and invariably this season, but we've had 2 5-1s in the first 2 heats, and then there's no way back after that.
Jeff Daniel says, despite the scoreline last night, there were some good races. Birmingham only 2 winners were Zagar and ex-Ace. Zagar ex-Ace and Hagen ex-Colt. Sad to see Brummies go. 22 fixtures done for Birmingham. Also, Matty Zager doesn't seem to be doing Heat 15 lately. Bartok did it last night.
Yeah. That's something I've noticed as well. Quite a few meetings in the last few weeks. Zagar hasn't come out in the final race. It's obviously a little bit back in the past now, but the Kings Lynn meeting at home, I don't think you were at that meeting. I think you were away, weren't you? So
yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it was a good meeting. I would say that was the best meeting of the season at Perry Bar. Some really good racing in there. There was a good outside line, some terrific overtaking, great ride by Bomber. I think in his first race in heat number 3, classic vintage Bomber, wasn't it? And I think to all intents and purposes, Birmingham let that one slip. I think. What changed the meeting was obviously Richard Lawson popping out in heat 13 when he had, really done very little all the way through the meeting. Jumped out and won heat 13. I think that sort of swung the tide a little bit for Birmingham.
Yeah, we can point. Look, we can point to things slipping, matches. There's been a few times. You commented on it with me a couple of times at the meeting. When, why hasn't he made a change there and that sort of thing? But the bottom line is the team's just not good enough.
Well, look how far it is below the average.
It's just not good enough. It's and as I say, more on that at a later date. Good to see. Chris Thorogood says, good to see Keenan Rue doing well. I'd love to see him back for the Witches in the future. I think Keenan's had an okay season. I think his problem is the same problem that just about every single rider in the team's got. He's in the wrong position. His average in another team would put him in a different position, in an easier position.
I don't think it's helped as well sometimes that the track is totally different the week after. And I think that's been a problem for Birmingham all the way through the season. But yeah, not been in the right body of the team. He's had injury problems as well, which hasn't helped. I think the way he started this season, I think everybody was looking at him thinking he could be a real go for Birmingham to get in if they can get the rest of the team firing. And he has shown glimpses this season. So certainly Ipswich. I think whether he will be back at Ipswich next season, we don't know. I think Ipswich are probably going to have to sort of let a few riders go if they do win the league.
I think even if we don't know, but the rumour is there's going to be one big league next year.
Yeah,
that's going to make a lot of changes.
I would say if there is one big league, I don't think you will see the likes of Kurtz, Seifert and Offendor racing over here. Might be wrong, but I just don't think it's going to happen. But I'm 50-50 as to whether there is going to be a one big league. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to think back to what happened when they last tried it 30 years ago, and it didn't work because it sort of. I think the problem last time it was done really on the terms of the top clubs in the top league, and that left a lot of the clubs that went up from the old second division into the one big league struggling to get riders, and they were. I think a lot of clubs made a lot of hefty financial losses during those 2 years that we had the one big league, and I don't know whether they'd want to do that again, unless it was done on the terms of the clubs down in the lower league, which would mean a drop in standard. Whether that would be a...
You just can't... You cannot see, can you? It's difficult because, right, I can't see us going... What would be the six teams in the Elite League? Can you see that happening?
Well, I think it's going to be... Well, obviously, Birmingham, we know, are not going to be in there. There's rumours Oxford probably may not be in there. I've heard rumours about the 1 or 2 other clubs as well.
Yeah, I have. But even if it isn't, even those rumours aren't true, 6 clubs is not a league, is it?
Yeah, no. And they can't just keep...
what do people out there think? Would you be happy for to be in a league with 6 clubs?
They can't just keep using the sticky plaster rule and just getting somebody else to come up, because at the end, I think they're going to struggle to get anybody else to go up now.
But if they did, this is the other side of the coin. If they did get essentially they need 2 clubs to move up to make it a viable thing. It's, eight teams in the league is just about okay, I suppose.
Yeah.
But those 2 teams are going to be on a sticky wicket because the riders are not available, as we found out to our cost this year, as Oxford have found out to their cost this year. The riders are not available, so the only way that to make that work, and the only way that have to sugarcoat it for a team to come up, to say, well, we will make riders available, top riders, otherwise it's just, again, it's not going to work, is it?
Well, I think the 2 clubs that they'd... No, nobody's really said anything official, but I think the 2 clubs that most people would love to see would want, the BSBL would want to try and get up a Poole and Glasgow. Poole are not going to go back in the top league unless they relax the fixed nights, because they want to run on Wednesdays and they won't run on Thursdays. And I think Glasgow, I don't think Glasgow are particularly keen on coming up either.
No.
The problem with Glasgow, of course, is if they come up, their local derby is Bellevue. So,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah, well, exactly. Simon Corbett said Muselak is on a nice average for next season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
I don't know where he'd go, whether he'd go back to Sheffield maybe.
Eric Parsons said, hold on, Dave Twine, they were saying they could not get Tongate's bikes going. Did not hear them say he had walked. He was still in the pits at the end. So, lots of rumours flying around about that, obviously. Eric Parsons says, be sure 1 league next season. Zaga back at Bellevue. Rue back at Ipswich.
I wouldn't be totally shocked if Matty Zago went back to Bellevue next season, because he's still hugely popular there. He always, the 2 times he's been back with Birmingham, he's got a great reception. I think he's still highly regarded by the Bellevue fans. So that one wouldn't surprise me. And he's not going to be on a particularly high average either, because he's had a like with everybody else in the Birmingham team, he's had a bit of a different season. When he's been on form, he's shown that he's still a quality rider.
Yes.
But just hasn't seen enough of it this season.
Jeff Daniels says another rumour is Oxford riders owed money in the Premiership. I can't really comment on that.
A number of times over the years we've heard that rumour about numerous clubs.
Elliot Hunt, looking at our averages, our number 1 is on a 680, 6.8. That's our number 1, by the way, folks, on a 6.8 average. I mean, that would probably put him not even 3rd heat leader in most other teams. Zager is on a 590, way down on points. Barker is on a 3.78, so tricky to cover guest-wise next week. Yes. Not looking great. Eric Parsons says 1 league will, hello Eric, where have you disappeared to? There's lots of comments coming on. Anybody been away for a few weeks?
1 league will work just without top riders.
Yeah, I think that's
how I'd see it.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well. And also, the top riders, there are a lot of riders that probably won't want to ride for just 1 team. They're going to lose that doubling up. But then are those the sort of riders that haven't got the opportunity in like Poland and so on anyway? So, Dave Albrighton, see Greyhound from Monmore are going to Wolverhampton horse racing track. Any news on Wolves getting back at Monmore?
Well, first thing I would say, Dave, is the Greyhounds from Monmore are not going to Dunstall Park. That is the Greyhounds from Perry Bar that is going to Dunstall Park. In terms of Wolves, I've not heard anything. I think it's all being kept very, very quiet at the moment. The only things I've heard are what was said at the end of last year about possibility of a site being found, but not able to do anything about it yet. I don't even know where it is. So, but in terms of Monmouth, obviously with the dogs from Perry Bar going to Dunstall Park, two dog stadiums running very, very close to each other. Not sure how that's going to work. I don't know whether whether the die is being cast at Monmouth Green. I wouldn't be totally surprised if, which might explain why they got rid of us, knowing that so that we can't sit there and complain. Maybe learn the lesson from when they bought Brandon. Coventry obviously were allowed to stay there for 3 years. And of course we've now got the situation at Brandon where Coventry is still battling to try and get back in, and obviously we're all wishing that they do.
Yeah. Simon Corbett says only option 1 league, drop the standard and drop the price. I'd like to say a little bit about price, because I've been very privileged since 2007. I've been really, really privileged. I haven't, apart from away matches, I haven't had to pay for my Speedway.
Yeah.
Freebies.
Yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily call it freebies.
No, 'cause you've had to work.
I've worked hard for it.
We believe you.
It's, but and obviously since a few meetings ago now, I've had to go and pay for my Speedway, and I'm telling you, it's a shock to the system.
Can imagine.
It is a real shock to the system, and I pay senior citizens price. Excuse me. So I actually pay a lower price as well.
Yep.
So I'm still privileged in that sense. And it's, I couldn't do it. I know that I would not, I mean, I haven't had the chance, but I would not be able to do that every week. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would not have enough money to do it. I'd have to pick and choose my matches.
Yeah. And I suppose you can see why people do moan about the price.
I mean, I don't know how football fans do it.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Do not know
I
how
don't.
football
And they
fans
go
do it.
home and away, and it's crazy. I'm saying no. I mean, I did do it, but I did it at a time when it was cheap. It was affordable. I went home, away, friendlies, abroad for about
And it
7
just
years.
seems to me it's absolute madness. Absolute madness. Confucius, that's what he said. If you continue doing the same things and expect a different result, that is a sign of madness.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We're doing the same things as a league, as leagues, as the Speedway community. We're doing the same things time after time after time after time and expecting it to get better.
Yeah. And it don't.
And it don't.
It doesn't. Simple as that.
So you've got it.
Yeah.
This is a sport that's on its knees in this country. This is a sport that tries to promote itself as a family sport, as a working man sport, and it ain't that because people can't afford to do it, and they've got other things that they can do with their money. It doesn't need. They do need to drop prices. They do need to drop how much they're paying the riders, and I'm sorry that I think that I understand the argument that the racers are out there putting their lives at risk and therefore should be paid enough money. Yeah, and I understand that, but if they're not careful, they won't be paid any money.
No, because they won't be getting
They
any
won't-
rewards.
yeah.
They won't be in Sweden,
So,
no.
yeah, it is just absolute madness to me.
Yeah, I think what we'll certainly next season, what we'll do, because again, a few, a lot of people come up and speak to me when I'm at Perry Bar, because obviously they know me from doing the show. I'm sure they do the same thing with you
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
There's still a lot of people who think that we're not going to be on next season. That the plan is that we are going to be still here. doing
Yes,
this,
we are still
doing
going to be
this,
here.
next year. So what we might do, maybe early on the season, we might actually look at some of the prices and season tickets values.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are going to pivot a little bit and look at the way that different tracks treat their fans as what the experience is.
We will be here because there's still things to moan about.
Yeah.
Basically.
and obviously we're back, and obviously you're joining me on the scrap heap now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been on the scrap heap for years.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll be here to the last team. Well, we're hoping there's going to be
yeah.
two last teams.
6 man is not enough. 1 league, 6-man teams, says Clyde. Woody, I think that is also a prospect.
Is there a possibility that maybe you could do it as a 4-team tournament? 4 riders in a team.
Would people come to that?
I don't know whether they would, to be honest.
Not sure on that.
I know that they believe they did it in Denmark for a period. I'm not so sure whether they still do that now. But they had the league as a 4-team tournament. But it would. I used to enjoy the 4-team tournaments when I was growing up in the old First Division days in the early 90s. But I wouldn't want that every single week. Once a year is okay because it's a bit of a novelty, but not every week. So.
I'll tell you about my stupid idea later when we come to stupid ideas. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed these stupid ideas.
It's just come to me. Okay.
Craig Smith says, on that average, 5.90 is a steal for anyone that gets Zagar in, and would have him back at Bellevue in a heartbeat.
I wouldn't, as I say, Craig, I wouldn't be totally shocked if he is back at Bellevue next year.
If there is one league, there's going to be manipulation of averages as well. He might not be on a 5.9 average.
We'll see what they do.
There's that whole chestnut's got to be sorted out. Craig Smith says, one league I feel would be the final nail in the coffin for British Speedway. It won't work. And then I think probably the nail's already there.
Yeah.
Because
the hammer's just been hovering over it for quite a long time now.
6 teams in the league ain't going to work. And possibly less.
And while we're going to, and also don't forget, give me your rider of the week as well, please.
Yeah.
On riders that you've seen.
I'm going to take issue with this. Simon Corbett. I don't know whether it's Eric Parsons is saying this or Simon Corbett. Somebody help me out with that. Unlikely the one league would be more entertaining without the GP riders. Methinks. I think. I'm careful how I say this. I think that's rubbish because you go to the championship and tell me those meetings are not more entertaining at the moment than the ones in.
I've done one championship meeting this season. That was down at Plymouth, and it was a really good meeting. But maybe it wasn't a great meeting in terms of the quality.
Was there
of the
any
racing,
GP riders in that meeting?
Nope.
I mean, it's the racing that makes the meeting.
Probably wasn't. Well, in terms of racing wise, it probably wasn't. But it was the fact that I think at one point Edinburgh were about 8 points up in that meeting, and Plymouth.
We've had a situation in the elite league. Good God, in the Premiership this year and last year, where you could and we did pick the 4 teams that were going to go through before a bike had been ridden.
Yeah. And
we've seen
we did that last season.
Horrendous score lines, not just against Birmingham, but against Kings Lynn and against and even with some of the top 4 as well. Sorry, that's not entertainment for me. That's not entertaining.
Especially when you're getting 60-30 and the team getting 60 is the away team. It's not good for.
No.
That's never been good for Speedo.
So I don't think. Don't get me wrong, I love having GP riders and being able to see GP riders, and I understand that they are a draw just in and of themselves. But I absolutely disagree that it's not going to be any more. It could potentially be more entertaining if they get it right.
Ultimately, the survival of the sport has to come first, doesn't it? And if that's a future without the GP riders, so be it.
Darren Reynolds says, all riders who ride in Poland should be given the choice of going or staying. It's make your mind up time. I think there will be an element of that, but without it actually being a rule, because I think a lot of the riders from Poland will look at what will then be a bigger league programme in this country and think, I can't do that. Yep. And also their averages might not fit, so... Pete Clark says, I hear rumours all the time and was told last week that 2 pink fairies were seen at Perry Bar.
You didn't go, did you?
I didn't go. No, I was in Budapest. What are you on about? Thank you. Craig Smith, more entertaining, more variety. I presume that what he's saying there is that there'll be more teams for racing against, and that's certainly true as well. Craig Smith says, was it the 2 lads with the big gobs that call themselves the Bentu Barmy Army but don't stand on Bentu?
Do 2 people consist of it? Does that make up an army?
It's a new model army. Most riders need to be part-time. Yeah. Is that not true? That most riders are part-time? I would hazard a guess.
Well, it depends on what level they're at, doesn't it?
I think it's probably not true in the Premiership that more riders are part-time, but I'll bet there are riders that are part-time.
Are they performance-related?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Right, okay.
They get paid for the points they score. I can't get more performance-related than that. Yeah. Although the rumour, the pink fairies are out again, the rumours are that there ain't many riders these days on points money, and a lot of riders, particularly in the Premiership, are on guaranteed. This is a rumour that I've heard of.
Flat fee.
Yeah.
That I've heard a few times. And if that's true, that needs to stop. It's always been the strength of Speedway, hasn't it, that you get paid for the points that you score. Craig Smee, did you see the interview on BSM with the owner of Glasgow? I didn't. He's giving away 3,000 tickets for free. Says they won't lose money as they'll provide a good track, entertaining speedway, and they'll spend money on good food and drinks. They're confident by doing this they'll get more fans coming back as well as new ones. More clubs should follow suit. I think I'm right in saying it was Lakeside.
Lakeside did this, didn't they? They had a massive crowd when they let everybody in for free.
Yeah.
The following week, the crowd was back as it was before.
Which just shows you that, surely shows you that the pricing is not where it should be.
Absolutely, yeah. So,
Surely that's what. Are you okay over there?
I'm okay, just letting the dog in.
Oh, okay.
all right,
We wondered what was going on.
Yeah, I'd said it's
Come round to see you.
It's clanged.
I think free is probably a step too far.
No, I'm not so sure.
Other than a lost leader. But they do need to get the pricing right. There's no doubt about that.
And Glasgow are one of the better ones, to be fair. They've obviously got very wealthy owners, but I mean, even the Glasgow owners have been quoted in the past as saying at some point it needs to start paying itself. They can't just keep chucking money at it and then writing it off.
Max Frick, Rider of the Week, says Simon Corbett.
Good chat. Produced some terrific races, hasn't he? Recently, he took the one a couple of weeks ago at Leicester. So
While we're at that, I'm going to say Brady Kurtz. Rich Thomas, the old National League. This is before your days.
just a bit.
When it was just Brits, Aussies, and Kiwis was always entertaining compared to British League. I don't know whether it was entertaining compared to British League. I don't think it was more or less entertaining. I think the racing was good. But my God, I mean, we had something like 15, 16, 17 teams in the league. And some of them were dire.
Yeah.
Some of those teams were dire. And we had some big, I'm thinking particularly at Birmingham, we had some massive scores against a lot of teams. That certainly wasn't entertaining.
Was that 70s or the 80s?
That would be 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, okay.
I would say that didn't happen quite so much in the British League, which is Premiership.
Yeah,
you might as well say
National League, wasn't it? I think it was called then.
And there was, you got the likes of Kenny Carter, Bruce Pennell, Boogaloo.
Yeah,
all of these sort of, that was entertaining in itself. But it's a different world now.
Completely different world, yeah. So
it's just different. Ben Crosswell says half price for a first timer with a season ticket holder. I mean, these are all good ideas.
They're all good ideas, yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think nobody will listen
the
to
best
them.
idea is put the prices down.
yeah. As I said, we will do that. We will do that. We will do that on one of the earlier shows next year. We'll have a look at some of the prices. We'll have a look at season ticket prices as well, and what clubs are planning to charge on season tickets. And
That's a good.
I think we did it about 10 years ago, but we'll have another go at it.
Yeah.
I think they've changed a bit.
Well, just a bit, yeah.
It's £2.50, I think.
Phil Tyler says there's been some great meetings at Poole recently. Example against Workington, Poole and Redcar, with excellent crowds as well attending them.
I have to say it was a particularly good crowd when I went down there in May. So, but yeah, they've had some good results. So I know they certainly enjoyed getting the better of Poole, because there's a bit of needle, I think, between Plymouth and Poole, and that's been in recent seasons. So.
Jason Dawes said on Todd Wiltshire's podcast last year that a single point on Poland pays him the same as a full max in England. Yeah. It's no surprise riders prioritise Poland. I mean, I'd like to sort of delve into that a little bit more, because obviously money in Poland goes a further distance than money in England does. The cost of living is just so much cheaper in Poland, so that needs to be sort of filtered into that. But he's probably right, and probably one of the reasons why we should say that we've got to go semi-professional to save the sport.
I don't know how much Polish league speedway you've watched in in recent seasons. I've watched
the occasional.
one. I don't think the quality's any much better than it is here, to be
No.
honest, because you got riders who they're on super fast engines. They just jump out, and it doesn't matter if you're Bartos, Mars, the ultimately go to or Ty Woofenden, you can't catch them. I don't think the quality's been. I haven't watched a huge amount of Polish speedway in fairness, but the ones I've seen, it's been pretty standard stuff. I don't think it's really necessarily been any better than it is over here. So.
No. I have watched the odd match and I have found it boring, but I put that down a little bit to the fact that I haven't got an emotional attachment to the teams over there. But yeah, I need to. There's something going up there that I need to have a look at.
With the Witches, I think it was.
Yeah. With the Witches having top riders, the crowds have been impressive all season. If top riders not riding next season, the attendances would drop a long way. Would they really?
It depends on how competitive your team is.
Yeah.
So.
Are they there because those riders there, or are they there because they're top of the league?
Combination of that.
Yeah. The Glasgow chap was saying they gave the free tickets to their fans who they trust not to use them, and give them to their friends and family to come along for free. They feel this is how they grow their crowds, but it's all about trust. Pete Clark says season ticket prices plus programs, food, drinks, it all adds
It is,
up.
yeah.
Well, it's
Taking a couple of kids as
worth
well.
pointing out as well. The food and drink. Obviously, nearly all the clubs, that money doesn't go to the club because it's all concession, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yes, the problem that we have at Birmingham, we don't
landlords,
get the concessions.
Yeah.
Simon Corbett says the product got weaker year on year with team averages dropping and the price went up. People aren't stupid.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's true.
To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose it's slowly approaching like when you go to a match where you got the two of you and your two kids. You're talking like 150 quid for a day out. With your ticket prices, your food, your cost of getting there, and so far.
Absolutely,
Which is mad.
and also it makes it really difficult that you've got to do that and do it on a Monday night.
Yeah, it's not a great night, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, where your kids have got to go to school the next day.
I think what really has hurt Speedway over the last 10, 15 years is the loss of weekend racing, certainly in the top league. We saw the Monday nights or Thursday nights, and that's coming from someone who supported the club that ran on Mondays for nearly 40 years. So, but ultimately,
I think if it was a weekend sport, like the vast majority of these games,
Friday night,
rugby,
Saturday nights,
football,
Friday night, Saturday
Friday
nights is
night,
fantastic.
Saturday
night, yeah.
Sunday afternoons for National League racing. I think that's
I think it would be a lot better.
We get back to and the reason that they can't do that is because you want the riders that are
top
rolling in the
riders.
Polish league
Yeah.
to be here, and they ride at the weekend. So Polish, that's what happens in Poland, of
Yeah.
course.
Right,
People say an awful lot of things about why Polish speedway is better and get better crowds and better. The one thing I've never heard them mention, which is so obvious, they run on the bloody weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Trying to think. I mean, when I started watching Speedway, you had Coventry was Saturday night, Cradley was Saturday night, Kings Lynn was Saturday, Eastbourne was Saturday, Bradford was Saturday, Swindon was Saturday.
Yep.
I think Long Eaton was Saturday for a period as well. I think he finished up as a Wednesday, but I think for a period Long Eaton was Saturday as well. So, you do the maths. It's
okay. Dave Twine says, I think this season we have had the most Aussies ever, so get more of them over. I disagree that we've had the most Aussies ever. I think I'll go back to 2010. When
it was Team Australia, wasn't it, that year?
Yeah, if we had Team Australia that year. Lots of it. And there were plenty of Aussies around. And I go back to the 70s and 80s and the likes of Phil Hearn, Billy Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, in our team.
Alan Emerson, was
Carlos.
he an Aussie?
Who?
Alan Emerson.
Don't think Ammo was an Aussie. Somebody will correct me now. Carl Askew, of course. Ricky Day. We had a team full of Aussies. Then it's sort of been a tradition at Birmingham to have Aussies going way back to Graham Warren, of course. So, yeah. Pete Clark says, Bellevue food and drink goes to the club, but unless you go in the Peter Craven suite where you get a good sit-down meal, the standard of food on the concourse, Bowen pies excluded, is absolutely dreadful. I think that can be true of a lot of...
the food at
Wolverhampton was always good.
Wolverhampton's food was good.
Yeah.
Birmingham's food, the food at Birmingham is good as well, although obviously the club don't benefit from it. 'Cause they don't get
Not if
any-
you're a vegetarian, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So they don't have vegetarian options there, do they? That's
No,
all.
so you get a
Don't they?
vegetarian.
Really?
That's
This
me.
day and age?
That's
Oh,
me.
my
Yeah.
life.
There's not an
Crikey.
awful lot. Yeah. Saturday night, Bellevue, Halifax, Coventry, Kings Lynn, Swindon. You had
Job to
a
get a guest.
job to get a guest.
Phil's gone for Rider of the Week, Dan Thompson, by the way.
You get a job to get a guest. You have a job to get a guest now. With everybody riding on Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
You really do. And Simon Corby says Cradley.
Yeah, there's a
Just because I think he's got Tourette's or something.
Saturday night, Saturday night. Yeah,
Okay.
so.
All right.
Well, I mean, most of the promoters have got Chris Harris on their speed dog because that's, you know,
Yes,
I think he was born a guest, wasn't he? So
I think he was. Yeah.
We need to quickly get into
That's giving me pictures in my head that I shouldn't have.
Sorry, Bomber.
Do we need to get into predictions? We've not got long left.
Yes, let's get
Oh,
on to
crikey.
let's get on to that. I mean, thank you everybody for your comments. If you've made the show move tonight.
Good, yeah. We'll quickly go through this.
So
Before we go any further, I want to suggest a rule change for next year.
Okay.
That I think that from now on, the only points that should count are when you get it exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what would that do to the league table now if that happened?
Yeah. Let's move on.
yeah, I think
Well,
so.
I know where he's going with this.
What would that do to the league table now if that happened? I would be in second place. Is that
second,
right? Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
But it's not. So. Okay.
Yeah, so I can't read it because it's too small. But it's Simon. Is it Simon
Simon
there?
got the top scorer last week on
Ooh,
17,
well
so starting to creep back in. I think he's only 4 points off the top now.
Well,
Yeah.
Simon,
Skippy's second top scorer.
Yeah, and Garner. So all of the ones at the top all scored really well last week. To be fair, so
he's like Paul. Don't rule him out.
I'll just go on to
you were
the
ninth.
table.
You were ninth, I think.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
Yeah.
He's way down there. See, I haven't played for... I'm way behind, did I? I'm fighting off the wooden spill there, aren't I?
The wooden spool.
Only in the field,
Hey.
So I got Andrew Garner, leader, Nick Skippy Matthews, then Elliot, then Rich, and then creeping up slowly we got Simon Corbett.
Is this a Brady Kurtz Bartok
Charge.
Schmarzlik charge?
I'm having to etch that name on the mug.
Yeah. I thought you just had the same one back.
Yeah, dip it in acid, and there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Right then, we better get on, hadn't we?
We had.
Don't worry about the rest of the people.
Okay. Right, so let's start off tomorrow. Oxford against Poole in the Championship, and I think there might be a bit of needle in that one after what happened to Poole a few weeks ago when the two sides met.
Explain.
With the issue with the tapes in the final eight, I think it was. So.
I remember. Yes. That's Chris's go.
Would it be? Oh, right, okay. Paul by 6.
I make her up, by the way.
I know you do. Just want me to sound stupid.
Paul,
She's not-
did you
not
say
difficult.
Paul by 6?
Yeah.
I'm going to say a draw.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say Oxford by 4. Okay, then on Thursday we move into the Premiership. We've got two meetings on that night. First of all, Ipswich against Kings Lynn.
Ipswich versus Kings Lynn. I'm going to go Ipswich by, think of a big number, 18.
Mm-hmm. I'll go Ipswich by 12. Kings Lynn have done okay at Ipswich this season, to be fair.
I'll go Ipswich by 8.
Okay, Sheffield against Leicester is the next one. Of course, people will remember, of course, Leicester won at Sheffield a few weeks ago, quite convincingly as well, didn't they? So,
Yep.
but I think Sheffield this time, Sheffield by 10.
Sheffield by 12.
I'm going to say Sheffield by 6.
Okay, next up on the Friday in the Championship, and what a way to start Friday's action. Edinburgh against Glasgow.
Ooh. Glasgow by 10.
Well, come up with that quick.
I know. Just come to me.
Glasgow
like that.
by 10.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Wow.
a difficult one to call because Edinburgh have had a good season. Surprised a lot of people.
I'm going to say Edinburgh by 2.
I'm going to say Edinburgh by 4.
Okay.
You'll
Okay.
be laughing on the other side. You know, what's it?
Redcar against Scunthorpe is the next one.
Are you okay today? Chris?
Yeah,
Are you on something?
no, I'm not actually.
Red car versus Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
I'm going to say red car by 8.
Sate.
8, yeah. I was
Oh,
trying to say
okay.
6 and then decided went back
Yeah.
to 8.
Redcar by
Invented a
10.
new number. Red car by 4.
Okay. Workington against Glasgow is next. That's on Saturday afternoon.
Do you want to just read this comment? Because I just thought it was quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting the wooden spoon because it's on Lawrence's office wall. Carry on.
Yes, yes. We should give it to them. I'm going to buy them one.
Workington against Glasgow, sorry, was the...
That's up to you.
Glasgow by 4.
Glasgow by 2.
Glasgow by 6.
Okay. Plymouth against Berwick.
That's up to you, Chris.
Plymouth by 4.
I'm actually going to agree with you for once.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm talking
I'll
about
go
no.
for Plymouth by 10 on that one. Okay. Sunday afternoon then, we've got National League action. Leicester against Middlesbrough.
That's up to you, Mike.
Leicester by 10.
They haven't done so well this season, I don't think, Leicester, have they? So in the National League. But I'll go Leicester by 6 on that one.
I'll go Leicester by 12.
Okay, Oxford against the Steelers is the next one. That's also on Sunday.
It's up to you, Matt.
Oxford by 12.
Oxford by 6.
Oxford by 10. Okay, then on Bank Holiday Monday, we've got Bellevue against Sheffield in the Premiership. That's a 12 o'clock start.
That's a tough one for you.
Bellevue against Sheffield. Bellevue by 4.
Bellevue by 6.
Sheffield by 4.
Interesting.
Okay. Oxford against Kings Lynn is the next one. That's also in the Premiership.
Oxford versus Kings Lynn. Ooh. Kings Lynn by 4.
I'll go Kings Lynn by 12.
I'll go Kingsling. Kingsling? I'll go Kingsling. Kingsling by 6.
Okay. And the last one.
That was bordering on racism and bordering.
Bordering, yeah. And the last one is Birmingham against Leicester.
Okay. Thank God I haven't got to go first on this one.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to. I just want to see Birmingham bow at a Perry Bar with a win.
That's not going to happen.
I
though, is
can't
it?
see it happening. I think Leicester coming into form now. I'm going to go Leicester by 10.
I'll go Leicester by 14.
I so much want to predict a Birmingham win. I know that's not going to happen, but I want to.
Leicester have got to be professional about it. It's not a
Yeah.
testimonial at the end of the day. It's a league match.
Yep. Leicester by 16. Makes me sad.
There we go.
That's it. Okay, good
Yep.
stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, can I have your riders of the week? So far, it's been Dan Thompson is in the lead.
Yeah, I was going to go for Dan Thompson.
Yeah.
Brady Kurtz for me.
Okay,
Went for
second.
injury,
So, unless there's a flurry in the last couple of minutes, it's Dan Thompson, rider of the week.
Right, I think we also have your stupid.
Right, okay.
idea.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, don't laugh at this, right? Now, so just,
Where's the fun in that?
as you know, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right, so say there is only 6 teams in the elite league next, which is stupid, isn't it? Why could they not have a touring competition of the 6 teams each week going to a different park, over a weekend, and make it like a sort of like mini Grand Prix type thing. Why couldn't that work? Make it. I know it's still only 6 teams, but wouldn't it make it less boring? Thank you. That's my idea for the week.
Yeah, it did. I don't understand your idea. Do you understand?
I don't want to laugh at it because I can't really understand it, to be honest.
So the 6 teams go to one meeting and ride over the weekend against each other.
It can't work, can
I
it?
don't think they would do it.
Why?
Well, lots of reasons
Planning
to do.
conditions for a start.
Yeah, planning conditions. Rider availability would be a problem. It's like you said at the weekend. Not every track can ride at a weekend anyway. Most tracks, in fact, can't. And the length of that sort of a competition with 6 teams in. I mean, how many heats would you be looking at?
Yeah.
About 40, wouldn't you? Something like that. So.
Yeah. Been a great weekend though, wouldn't it?
I think I'd get bored.
I don't think the neighbours would be too impressed.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a kernel of some sort of idea there.
Yeah.
A sort of, you could have a British League GP series.
I guess it's thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
isn't it? Which a lot of people say British Speedway doesn't really do.
So you could have a situation where you could have like the top 2 from each team rode in a GP style meeting at a different British track every weekend to become instead of having the one-off final that we have now, which nobody turns up to anyway. But would they turn up to that? Well, it'd have to be part of the contract, wouldn't it? That would have to, and it would have to be the top 2 riders from each team at the beginning of the season. But then what happens if a rider is injured?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. About the track as well, isn't there? There's the track.
There are lots and lots of.
I think an idea like that needs a lot of thought, doesn't it? Which is probably not great when it's with the best British Speedway Promoter Limited would be doing it. So,
Craig Smith says most of the tracks struggle to cope with 15 races. Imagine the state of them after 40 race weekends. Birmingham would be riding on the river.
And thus ends my stupid idea of the week.
Okay, but thank you. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
we should
I've got
say
plenty more.
we should say as well. Good luck to Swindon because obviously their application for their new site went in last week.
Fingers.
I think still people
crossed.
are a little bit dubious about it, but it would be a boost if there could be a way back to.
I mean,
for Swindon,
we should say that we've been quite down on things this week for good reason because you can see the writings on the wall, can't you?
Yeah.
But there is still the hope that would definitely have a blue groove.
Even more than groove, wouldn't it? So it'd
Be a black groove.
canyon, wouldn't it? Like more groove.
A blue canyon.
Trench.
Yeah, there is the possibility still in the wind that clubs like Coventry may come back and Swindon may come back and Cradley may come back.
I think Coventry, we will know. I think we'll know before the end of this year which way that's going to go.
Also, imagine the 40 race weekend at Sheffield. That tractor wouldn't cope. It already does 52 laps in a standard meeting.
Have two tractors.
And we've had a new Jack, just a bit late now, but Jack Moffat for Rider of the Week from Jeff Daniels. So there you go.
Well, then, I think we are at the end of the show.
We are.
Thank you all for listening.
We'll just want to apologise once again for the missing the last 2 meetings. We are still planning to do our Memories of Birmingham. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
Memories of Birmingham Speedway.
Is that it's going to be not next week, the week after?
The week
I think.
after.
It's going to be after
yeah.
the last meeting is at Leicester, isn't it?
It is, on the Thursday.
Okay, so 2 weeks today.
Yeah, so we will do that. So get your thinking caps on, people, about your best experiences.
I hope a few people can get
at
over to
Birmingham.
Perry Bar on Monday as well because it's going to be a sad night. It's end of an era, isn't it? So, without being too down about it, potentially the last chance you'll ever get to see Speedway in Birmingham. So, unless things change,
Potentially last chance to get to see Speedway in the West Midlands.
Yeah.
There's a thought.
Certainly for the foreseeable future. I'm trying to think the last time there was a season where there was no Speedway in the West
I
Midlands.
can't think there has been one.
Probably going back to the end of the war, aren't you?
Yeah.
Mike remembers that.
Wow. And on that egregious note, yes, I used
Egregious.
egregious, yes. Now you've got to look it up, haven't you?
I think he played for West Ham, didn't he?
Take care, everybody. Enjoy your Speedway this week, and we will see you, God willing, next week. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.